Alright, here on the Rich Van Tassel channel, giving you the final games for Week 12, the Sunday games. Got next the San Diego Chargers. They're traveling across the country to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. The Chargers are 2-8. The Jaguars, playing very well over the past couple weeks, are up to 4-6. Injury report for the Chargers, all probables. Malcolm Floyd, the wide receiver, Antonio Gates, and Ladarius Greens, the tight end. Jacksonville is listing no players. When you look at Jacksonville, have gotten themselves right back in the playoff race in that division and even hovering in that wild card race. Of course, the poor NFC South has allowed them to get back, but they're playing much improved. Blake Bortles having a quality season in his second year, still a few too many incompletions and a little high on the interceptions. He does have 20 touchdowns, however, and over 2,000 or 2,500 yards, that is. Phillip Rivers is throwing the ball a ton. He's over 3,000 yards, well over 100 incompletions on 420 passes. He has 132 incompletions, 19 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. His tight ends look like they will be available in Gates and Ladarius Green, as well as Malcolm Floyd, the wide receiver. We know he likes to throw the ball to the big targets. This is a big game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Certainly, I don't know if they expected to be in the playoff race this late in the year. They are. Can they be a bad team at home that's lost a lot of games in a row? Going to be very interesting to see how much maturing the Jacksonville Jaguars have done over these past couple weeks. I think they've done enough, and I think they are going to get the win in this game. I'd like Jacksonville to win a high-scoring game. Neither defense is that impressive, and both these quarterbacks like to throw. I think there will be some points off turnovers because we've seen the tendency for both of these quarterbacks to turn it over. I'd like to see T.J. Yeldon get involved and hopefully calm things down. You got two rookie running backs, Melvin Gordon as well. T.J. Yeldon, who was a later round pick, is actually playing better than Gordon this year. I like the Jaguars in this game, 31-27, high-scoring game, and Bortles finds his receivers in Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns. All right, next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Cardinals are 8-2. The San Francisco 49ers are 3-7. First, the injuries for the visiting Cardinals. Deion Buchanan, the safety, questionable. Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver, probable. Michael Floyd, wide receiver, questionable. Chris Johnson, running back, probable. Patrick Peterson, cornerback, questionable. For the 49ers, Colin Kaepernick is on injury reserve, and Carlos Hyde, the running back, is out. No reason to go with San Francisco in this game. I think, though, with a division game, they will play very well. I don't think they've quit on the season, but this game will certainly be the telltale sign at 3-7, whether or not they're still willing to fight. Could still get a wild card because we've discussed how Atlanta's playing. They're only 2 games back of Seattle, who holds that last wild card. Still have to play the Seahawks again, I believe. But I don't think San Francisco really is focused on the playoffs. You never quit on it, but I think their focus is just play well and be better. Again, as we discussed, though, this will be the telltale sign. If they've quit on the season, you would find it out in this game. Carson Palmer having a very good year. Over 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. Chris Johnson, we'll see if he's ready to go. He is listed as probable. I expect him to run well. Without Carlos Hyde, the game's going to be in Blaine Gabbert's hands. For this one, we'll see if he is playing well. Certainly, Blaine Gabbert is auditioning for other teams now, or possibly even the 49ers themselves. But he needs to relish this opportunity. That's why I don't think the 49ers will quit. But I still like the Cardinals in this game. Going to be tough early, but I expect the Cardinals to pull away late. We'll see if Patrick Peterson goes. That could be a determining factor in just what the spread is for the difference between these two teams. But I'm liking the Cardinals to win going away. Close early, but going away late. I like it to be 31-20 in favor of the Arizona Cardinals. Pittsburgh and Seattle. Pittsburgh is traveling to Seattle. The Steelers are 6-4 off their bye week. Seattle is 5-5. They're off a win, looking to get their season going here. It's taken them 10 weeks to only be 500. We'll see if these later weeks will show something for them. First, for the visiting Steelers, the injury report, Ryan Shazier, the linebacker, is questionable. For the Seahawks, 2 outs, Marshawn Lynch, the running back, Paul Richardson, the wide receiver. Doubtful is Bruce Irvin, the linebacker. Doug Baldwin and Thomas Rawls, a wide receiver and running back, respectively, are both probable. Now, Ben Roethlisberger has been hurt a lot this season. He is going to get the start in this game. We'll see how much life that gives the Steelers. Thomas Rawls has been very impressive running the ball since he's been in place of Marshawn Lynch. Maybe Marshawn Lynch's days in Seattle are numbered, but Rawls just under 6 yards per carry, only 2 touchdowns, but certainly that 6 yards per carry is very impressive. Russell Wilson, still under 100 incompletions on just under 300 passes. Not quite 2,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Pretty high interception mark for Russell Wilson. He usually doesn't turn the ball over. Roethlisberger also has 7 interceptions, but he does usually turn the ball over as well. Le'Veon Bell, over 4 yards per carry, over 4.5, that is. We'll see if he can control the ball in this game and how much the Steelers want to run. I expect they're going to want to run a lot against that Seattle secondary, but who knows? They may try to, we know like Pittsburgh likes to run the ball. That's been the staple of their team for decades now. So they might try to do it anyway and impose themselves. Antonio Brown having a sensational season, just under 80 catches, 1,141 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Should be a nice matchup with with Richard Sherman, that is, since we're at the Seahawks now. Antonio Brown, kind of a smaller guy. Those are the guys who tend to give Richard Sherman trouble. So we'll see if Antonio Brown can have a big game. That's why I expect Pittsburgh to really look to throw the ball. In this game, though, I think Seattle is going to really start to put some things together and win. I could even possibly picture them winning out. That remains to be seen, though. But certainly they're going to get this one. Pittsburgh will play tough, but a tough one on the road. And I think the Steelers' defense steps up and limits Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. They might even help Richard Sherman. Sorry, I almost said Patrick Peterson again. He usually doesn't get help, but they might make an exception with Antonio Brown in this game. I'd like it relatively low scoring in the area of 24-21, and the Seahawks continue to move forward. And probably won't get the division, but they're going to make their case for the wild card, and there's certainly going to be a tough out if they get to the playoffs. And then last up, the Sunday night game, the New England Patriots at 10-0 travel to Denver to play the Broncos, who are 8-2. Denver off a tough-fought win against the Chicago Bears, and the New England Patriots won on Monday night against the Buffalo Bills. Once we get the injury report, we'll get that to you. All right. Injuries first for the visiting Patriots. Aaron Dobson the wide receiver, is on injury reserve. Jamie Collins, the linebacker, doubtful. Keyshawn Martin, wide receiver, is questionable. Danny Amendola has been ruled out. For the Broncos, Peyton Manning is out. Brock Osweiler will get the start at quarterback. Emmanuel Sanders, the wide receiver, probable. DeMarcus Ware, the defensive end, pass rushing linebacker, is out. And Owen Daniels, the tight end, is probable. If New England's going to lose, it would be a game like this. There aren't many losses left on their schedule. Denver, with Brock Osweiler, might be able to open up the offense that Gary Kubiak wants to run. He certainly has all the tools. He's a big guy with a strong arm. We'll see how he handles New England, or Bill Belichick coached defense, that is. We know he will probably throw a lot for the young quarterback. We'll see how well he can handle it. In this game, without DeMarcus Ware, that's going to really hinder the pass rush, which has been good for the Broncos. They still have Von Miller and Shane Ray. We'll see if they can get sacks on Tom Brady. That's the way you got to beat them. Their secondary is good with Aqib Talib. And I think Denver is really going to be competitive in this game. I'm tempted to go with them, but I just think the Patriots are a runaway train and are too hard to stop at this point. Going to be high scoring, much more high scoring than you would expect, even though you do have Tom Brady. With the way these defenses play and a rookie quarterback, or not a rookie quarterback, but a quarterback only making his second start, certainly that would limit the way the points are going to be scored. So I like this game in the area of 27-23 in favor of the Patriots, and I think Tom Brady's going to win it late. All right, so those are your game picks for Week 12 of the NFL, the Sunday games. We'll be back Monday to give you the Monday Night Football breakdown between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Any breaking news or flash news alerts, we will give them to you. But enjoy tomorrow's Sunday games, and we'll see you on Monday.